Yeah, agreed, man. And I think I was literally going to segue into the Arsenal game because I think let's stick within the context of the title
Oh,
race and then we'll go into the other situations that's going on. Um, so I made a prediction before this game, and I said I'm expecting a 3-0.
yeah.
I looked through all of the data, the stats. I saw that Nottingham Forest have conceded a ridiculous amount of goals this season. They already conceded the same amount of goals this season as they did in the whole of last season. Um, their
Yeah,
home form has been horrible. I think they've only won 2 games at home, and one of them was the opening day of the season.
I heard the commentator say they've lost 6 games at home already this season.
Do you get it? So I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the record between Arsenal and Nottingham Forest in recent times. I believe we've won our last 3. If not, we might have drawn 1, but I believe we won our last 3. And Arteta's won 18 matches against Sean Dyche, apparently, in total.
What?
That's what they no, okay, no. That might have been.
Arteta hasn't been managing that. Or if he that mean what? 18?
Hold
That's
on, let me go and get the actual stat because I
yeah.
most definitely reacted to this before the game.
I did think we would win, but because City dropped points, I was like, the worst we can do is draw. Even though I thought it was like unrealistic, I did see a doubt. I did see 3 points, but I was like, worst case scenario, as long as we don't lose, because we make, you know what I mean? The gap's still stretched and the game is gone. The game's gone. I mean, another game's gone and another point's gained. That's how.
Okay, so I'm gonna be a contrarian here, but I'm also reflecting how I really felt, yeah, watching this game.
Yeah.
First half, obviously, I was still on the move when I was trying to watch that, so I couldn't really focus. But one thing I've noticed about Arsenal this season is that we haven't been having fantastic first halves.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of games, it feels like the first half just kind of goes by, and then our most effective period in the game is from like 45 minutes to like 70 minutes, and then it's in that period where we either choose to kill off the game or we choose to, you know, score a couple, but maybe not completely kill off the game, and then it's up to the defense to help us see the game out. That seems to be the pattern of Arsenal this season, yeah, in a lot of fixtures. So I was like, okay, cool. Like I hate it when it happens because, in my opinion, I'm thinking, well, there's spells in the game where Nottingham Forest are looking good on the ball, but they're not threatening our goal whatsoever. But what are we doing with the ball? What opportunities are we creating? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it didn't feel like we was doing enough. It felt like the game went by us fairly quickly. And that is one of my first frustrations is same way City fans are putting a percentage of the blame on that result on Man City, on Pep, I have to also put a percentage of the blame on Arteta. Because for me, if you're going to choose a game to rotate, it's Inter Milan. For me. Would you agree?
With what? Point specifically? The rotation point.
The rotation of Noni
What?
Madueke in for Saka and Martinelli in for Trossard.
Remind me. Who did we play last? We played Chelsea. Who started against Chelsea?
Saka and Martinelli.
Oh, Saka and Martinelli both
No,
started.
Saka. No, Trossard started, I believe.
I believe so as well.
Yeah, I think Trossard started.
I remember saying to myself after the hat trick, the guy didn't get a start. Cool.
Yeah, it was Trossard. It was Trossard.
Do you know what? Yeah. What's the question you asked me? Do I agree?
Do you agree with the fact that the rotation should have been saved for the Inter Milan game?
You know what? Yeah. I don't see it as rotation. Obviously, I know Saka's a first teamer. I don't think I'm trying to be quirky. Given previous performances, Saka it's fair to say Saka with Saka's competition, he doesn't deserve to start. I'd say it's not a given. Sorry, it's not a given. So if Noni's gonna come in, who has been as good when he started games as well,
not as good.
In his own right, shall I say?
He's been effective enough to justify his rotation within the team. He's earned the opportunity to start today, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I agree with that. But my thing is that you as a manager, you have to take things into your control.
But can I quickly cut?
Go on, of course.
What do you know? What? Yeah, you know what? This is why. Yeah, I can't get onto managers in it because my thing is face value on the pitch, bro. Obviously, I know you was driving in the first half.
Mhm.
See Martinelli's miss, right?
Yeah.
Is that the manager's fault though? Who
No,
even created that? Who created that? That was a Noni shot, I believe, right? It was. I think it was a Noni shot because there was a left foot player that's drilled it in, or was it right?
It came across the box. I just remember it came across the box. I don't think it was even meant for him. Yeah, it was definitely a shot.
It wasn't, but it's like those are the moments. It's like you can't like. It's like obviously he didn't miss on purpose, but it's like, fam, those are the moments. Those are the intricate moments.
I agree, but this is my thing: is that when I say that the game went by us quickly, the part of that is the fact that we're relying on moments. Does that make sense? When you have like, I shouldn't be looking back at a game and thinking, oh, this one chance that Martinelli had, he should have converted it.
I get you.
For me, it should be the type of game, like for us to really say we controlled the game and deserve to win, we have to be imposing ourselves on that game, and we have to be creating multiple chances where we're putting their goalkeeper in, like Sells in the second half. For me, when Saka came on in particular, that's when we started really testing him.
Well, you know what you just said? We did the first thing. We did impose our game. We did that, but we just weren't creating chances. You know, it was one of them ones. It was one of them ones where Odegaard's on the ball for a bit longer than he needs to be. Mm-hmm. No space. Obviously, we have to credit Forest because they still have the same players, the majority of the same players that had such a good defensive record last season. Mm-hmm. Obviously, unfortunately, it's against us because I know for the majority of the season, they haven't been levels. They're 16th, I believe. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're a relegation scrap. Mm-hmm. But it's just one of them days. It was such an awkward game. I couldn't even see the way the camera was set on the pitch was just even annoying me as well. A lot
of things just weren't right. But why I'm not willing to let this point go, about the lineup is because, like I said, that first half just went by too quickly, and you could tell that he knew that because as soon as halftime, how many times this season has Arteta made a halftime substitution?
I believe a couple times.
A couple times, yeah, because he's been a bit more proactive than he usually does. But I could say in all the games we played this season, I could probably think of 3 times, including today, where he's made halftime substitutions.
Yeah,
he's also made some early substitutions, which he did in this game as well. But for me, that is the sign of a manager who knows that time is ticking. Yeah, we're not creating enough opportunities, and we're not imposing ourselves onto this game enough to the point where, because we were imposing ourselves, but not enough. It's like when we played Liverpool at Emirates. They were imposing themselves on us, but really and truly, when you look at it, they never had no shots on target. That's kind of how it felt in the first half, and before the subs were made. It's like we're imposing ourselves in the game. Nottingham Forest are having spells, but not enough to the point where they should feel threatened. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's only the second half or the last third of the game where we could hand on our heart say, "Rah." They would have been biting their nails, thinking, "Yeah, we could concede soon." And for me, not in the Forest.
What, the second part of the second half? What you saying?
Yeah, basically.
I was scared of them, you know.
No, I was only scared of them for the first 10 minutes of the first half. Of the second half.
Oh, okay. I was. There was moments where I was like, 0-0. I'm looking at the time. They're coming out. This could, this could be one of those storylines.
But that was in my head. But what I was actually seeing, they weren't doing nothing, bro. Raya didn't have to make a save.
Yeah, they couldn't because it's like firepower. They got Igor Jesus, who's, you know what I mean? Like, the guys had him under control, but then it's the little guys around him. It's like
what's his name?
Gibbs White.
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Exactly. Gibbs White, Hudson.
Yeah.
They're the ones. He's
Anderson. I was thinking that.
They can create stuff.
But they weren't doing nothing, bro. That's the truth. They weren't actually doing nothing.
They were not really, but just when it's in the balance, you know what I mean? Anything can happen.
No, 100%. And that's always going to be in the back of your mind. But when you look back with a clear mind, without the anxiety of what could happen, they really and truly didn't really do much in it. And every shot they had was like a scuffed shot that just didn't even go on target whatsoever. So for me, I wasn't necessarily worried about them in terms of what I was seeing. I was more worried about what we was doing. But I do feel like when we made the changes, we did look a bit better. So let's briefly talk about the players for me that were partly responsible for why that first half just went by, and it felt like we had wasted time in that game just by even experiencing whatever the hell we was doing in that first half. Yeah, the backline, I can never look at them because for me, they do their job when it comes to defending. Anything else that we get from them, for me, is a bonus, innit?
Platform.
It's a platform, exactly. So with the platform that they had created for us in that game, the solidity, the lack of chances, I feel like I'm looking at someone like a Martin Odegaard, and I'm also looking. Let me tell you the players that I'm looking at for this game. Some more than others, and then you can ask me who more than who. I'm looking at Odegaard. I'm looking at Declan Rice. I'm looking at Martinelli. I'm looking at Gyokeres, and I'm looking at Noni, and I'm looking at Saka.
So I can Saka that start. Or you mean? Do you mean?
But the reason why I'm looking at Saka is because I expect so much of him.
Okay.
But I do feel like of all our players, he was the only one that looked like a genuine threat. And he was the only one for me that was creating opportunities. Do you remember the shot that Rice had?
What shot did Rice have again?
It was Saka that played a ball in.
Oh yeah. Of course I did. Of course I did.
Yeah. There was another header. There was a few more. There was more moments, and obviously there was a header that Saka had himself.
Yeah.
That Cell saved. That was a crazy save. But I feel like Saka was the one that was helping us find that spark. However, for me, for Saka to go down as having a performance which is worthy of his standard, for me, he has to impact the game with a goal or assist, because that's what I expect from him. So that's why I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Noni because you got the opportunity to start today. And for me, you didn't really do anything that warrants you getting this opportunity again. You didn't help us earn the victory with what you did on that pitch. That's Noni. Which makes me feel like the Saka rotation was in vain. And that's when I look at Arteta. Do you understand? That's part of my reason.
I've got a flip to that, but I'm waiting for you to land.
Okay, cool. Odegaard, my story of Odegaard is always the same, innit? He came back from injury. He had a run of like 4 games where he looked like, yo, we've got our Martin Odegaard back. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then for the last 2-3 games, he's gone back to being the Martin Odegaard of last season, where he was doing that thing, like you just said, one too many touches, getting involved in areas where we don't necessarily need him, and then on the edge of the box, basically providing nothing in terms of creativity and helping us break down their play. And he's not shooting from the edge of the box anymore, which is another thing we criticized him for. So and then also in terms of leadership traits, a few of these games we've had to dig in. Chelsea, we had to dig in. And now this game we've had to dig in. And also Liverpool was a game that we needed to dig in. And in all of those games, when I look at the players that are actually, even in moments, helping us shift the momentum and find our own wave, he hasn't been part of that. He hasn't been the one spearheading that. And for me, that is my concern, because you're a captain. And then what makes it even more concerning is that we have the likes of Eze on the bench, and Arteta isn't finding a way to make the most of his ability. So that's, for me, is a double-edged sword with that. Do you want me to continue with my next player before I go on? Martinelli's quick. He missed the opportunity, and in that game, he didn't look technically sound, and he wasn't providing enough of a threat coming down that side. So our whole attack was impotent. No, nothing in the sack. And then Gyokeres, the less I say, the better. But all week, we've had lunatic fans online calling out my star boy, and I personally take it very personal. for reasons that I shouldn't need to explain to anybody with 2 brain cells in their mind, fam. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Although Saka hasn't been having his greatest season, yeah, let's not move mad, bro. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? People were calling Saka all kinds of stuff. Gyokeres was on the pitch today with Noni Madueke, Martinelli, and he was anonymous, bro. Who they gonna blame now for him being anonymous?
Oh wait, they'll find someone. I'm sure.
Like he didn't offer nothing, bro. He offered absolutely nothing. He wasted 55 minutes of that game by being on the pitch. And I'm just speaking facts right now, innit? Cool. So I think I've gone through all of the people and players that worried me. So you said you had a flip side to one of the points.
Yeah, it was when you spoke about basically the rotation. It's like, you see squad depth, another word I've heard all season. It's a gift and a curse. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because as a gaffer, you're more inclined to make changes, especially if people aren't up to the standards. You know what I mean? Even if they just drop below, maybe you need, you know what I mean, rest, recuperate naturally. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the rotation thing. I'd say going forward, you're gonna have to expect it because we're firing on all cylinders. We're in every competition. So guys, like even the word rotation now, it's like Rice, Gabriel, Saliba. After those three, everyone else can get rotated. Personally, just because there hasn't been anyone that's been stand out other than those three this season for me. Maybe Saliba below Gabriel and Rice, but Saliba's thing, because we're so used to it, it'll go over everyone's head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree. Are you finished?
There was something else you said. Eze. Even with Eze, yeah. Eze is a player to reap the benefits of someone like Eze. He's a starter. He's someone that plays. You know what I'm saying? Off the bench, it takes him. You can see it takes him a minute to even get in the game. Like, or even when he's trying to get in the game, he's getting the ball from deep, which has worked in our favor. Martinelli, 95th minute against City. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But obviously, it's a bit different now. Naturally, he's not really getting a lot of game time in it. So I don't know what that's doing to him mentally, innit? Not saying it's going to be the biggest blow, but it's like might be a bit more cautious now. It's like, okay, cool, every touch has to count now because I know the gaffer's on me. I'm not really getting a lot of game time naturally.
Yeah. And so, I understand why Eze has not been getting game time in a sense by watching him play, because he's another player that allows games to go by him where he's hardly getting involved. And when he does get involved, he's probably playing it a little bit safe. And then it's like, oh, well, we look back on that game and you had 2 moments. And in those moments, you gave us one shot that was blocked. And do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them ones. So I understand why he hasn't been starting. But then I'm asking, Arteta, what's the point of us claiming and being happy that we've got this squad depth if you're not finding a way to use a player that's as talented as Eze in terms of what we know he can do? And I'm not saying that it's a given. Arteta should just solve every problem, but it is something I'm seeing, and that now we have to start asking that, because we bought Eze. We didn't buy Eze, a player who's proven in the Prem to come and being less useful for us really than the likes of Ethan was last season. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, he had the Spurs game, he had the Crystal Palace game where we can look back and say, yeah, his impact was felt. The Man City game, so he's given us moments. Don't get me wrong, yeah. But it's like, okay, so if there's something in there, why are we not exploring it more? Especially when, for me, Odegaard has been bad for 3 games. He's been meaty for 3 games.
I guess, yeah. Do you know what? Obviously, seasons are broken down into different compartments. Season's not done. And I guess what you're saying, I hear it in the moment, but it's like you can only really like stamp on it at the end of the season, because there's like there's moments like Eze, the first part of the season, heavily involved. Middle part of the season, taking a back seat. There's still the third stage of the season to come. I mean, we're really in the middle. We're in the middle. We've played this 22nd game today.
Yeah.
So we're above halfway. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
and apparently there is a stat that's going around where Eze has played more games and minutes than any point in his career.
Yeah. So it's like the manager has to manage his players. Do you know what I'm saying? As I said, the point today, I would have loved 3 points. I'm not mad at it though, because City lost. but mainly because City lost. I'm not mad at it. I can't be mad at it. We've gained a point on our rivals, and it's like the performance out of the last 3 games we played. Actually, I can't even count Portsmouth. The performance today was below par, but there's moments, but in performances like today, there's moments where you can smash and grab. You score that goal. If Martinelli scores that goal in wherever it was, it's a different game. Forest have to come out a bit, play some football, because even Odegaard's curse is, obviously, I know like there's a, the Bruno Odegaard thing. It's different where Bruno is playing against a high line and Odegaard is playing against a low block. Odegaard's naturally going to drop deep and try and get the ball. I understand that. Sometimes being a captain isn't shouting and doing the stuff that we associate with captain. Sometimes it's taking the ball and trying to make stuff work. Doing it on the pitch, which is, I can't ever fault Odegaard for trying it. But when it don't work, it's like, man.
No, but I don't feel like he's trying hard enough, because not only are you the leader in terms of how you communicate and how you vocalize what you want and what the manager wants on the pitch, but you're also a leader in terms of grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. For me, that is what I see a leader as. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? All the vocal stuff is cool. Like, we've had players that can shout and scream, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But for me, what makes a leader is someone who can... The game is tough, or we're going through a rough moment in the game, and you grab the game like this, and you shove it up against the wall, and you put it in the corner, and you pat it down and say, where's your lunch money? That's what separates, for me, the likes of a Bruno Fernandes and Odegaard. Forget the output. Just even in terms of character. You get what I'm trying to say? In a game, it's like, yo, I'm going to take responsibility. The amount of times and bear in mind, Man United are not a good team. So I don't want to make this seem as if, Bruno is just a much better player than Odegaard. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm purely just talking about the characteristic of being able to, in game, through your actions and through what you do in moments, you can help us decide a game. And I feel like Odegaard doesn't show enough character in that sense. In certain moments. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because when I'm looking for players on that pitch today to help us, I'm looking at bare players before I'm like, when Odegaard does something like scores a goal like that's clutch, even though it's few and far between, I'm surprised, bro. I'm like, oh my God, it's like a bonus. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas when it's crunch time, I'm looking at Gabriel from maybe a corner. I'm looking at Declan Rice to provide a moment. I'm looking or to go on a marauding run and help us get up the pitch. And do you know what I mean? So, bro, I'm looking even more at Moreno coming off the bench to impact the game and show character more than Odegaard, bro. That's a problem. That's a problem for me. I'm looking at Saka. I'm looking at Trossard, but I'm not looking at Gyokeres, but I'm never looking at Odegaard to help me show that character and help us decide a game. Am I being harsh?
No, you're not being harsh. It's your opinion, bro. It's how you feel. So you're not being harsh. It's how you feel. I can see if someone said you are being harsh, I could see why they'd say you're being harsh. But
give me both angles. Give me both angles. You're a nuanced man, why for that? But give me
so the angle I gave you was when I'm saying he's taking bare touches, like he does, you know what I mean? He's trying to get involved, he's trying to dictate. He's getting the ball cutting in, crossing it, doing that cross he does to the far post. You know what he likes to do. Him and Madueke on the right side. Like, he's trying. And if someone heads it in, great work, Odegaard, isn't it? But it just wasn't working. And it's like,
bro.
It wasn't the best. No, I'm not. Don't think I'm bigging up his performance. It wasn't like he should have done better today, and like, it was 0-0. So obviously, naturally, we're going to look at Martin Odegaard, who's one of our most talented players, as well as our captain. And so I do hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying.
Can you think of one moment from Odegaard in that game where you was like, unlucky?
No, but can I say that about a lot of the other players? Yes.
No, 100%. But this is why I put him on the highest standard, because you're the captain, bro. Do you understand? Saka came on for 25-30 minutes, and I could think of at least 2 to 3 moments that he created that I could be like, unlucky, bro. You did your job in this scenario, and either the person on the end of the ball didn't do their job, or the keeper pulled out a worldy save. I can say unlucky, bro.
You just reminded me, because even Saka coming on and having the impact he had, I would credit that to Arteta because maybe Saka would not have had that impact if he started. He might have had another performance that he's had a bit below par or whatnot, and Noni would have been the one to come on, be electric. So I'm not taking that away from Saka. I'm just saying, obviously Saka's come on, fresh legs. He's been watching the game from the bench. He'll probably know how to impact it a bit. So just for the point of what we were saying about the subs and the manager, because yeah, I feel like yeah, that's my point.
Yeah. So that's my point on the players and the manager. Like, some people would say I'm being harsh here, but I'm looking at this game purely in isolation. I'm not even looking back at Liverpool drop points. I'm not even looking back at who else was it that we dropped points to recently?
I don't think there's been. You know.
Is it just Liverpool?
It's just Liverpool still. Yeah, it's just Liverpool. Because
sure
it was City that's been dropping points. The only time we matched them was when we drew against Liverpool. And the last points was the Sunderland Villa period.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's 2 times.
Yeah.
Where Man City have dropped points and we haven't capitalized
Fully.
Which for me is irritating. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because it's an opportunity for us to pull away, and we have to be wary. Both of us are going to drop points because, like we said, there's no easy points in this league, yeah. But when I look already at next week, I'm like, okay, we've got Manchester United, they've got Wolves. Do you understand? And then we also now have to look at who Villa are playing, because as much as we're looking at the gap between Arsenal and City, the moment Villa are 1 point behind us, it puts a mad stain. That's a stain on our shirt, bro.
Do you know what? Yeah, as much as I'm saying don't sleep on Villa, I don't think they won't get as close. They do have Newcastle next week. After they have Everton tomorrow, which could be a banana skin for them, even though it's at home. I do expect them to win, but if they don't, I wouldn't be super surprised because Everton under Moyes have been a revelation. Do you know what I'm saying? I do get what you're saying, of course. I personally think we'll beat United. I'm kind of happy they won today because they got their 3 points out of the way. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and against Wolves, obviously, it's the Prem. Every game's difficult, but even me, I can admit, City, even though I feel like City are so funky, man. Like, if it's 1-1 in that game for a long period of time, I won't be surprised, but yeah.
Wolves haven't been easy to beat as well, this season, by the way.
They haven't given me anything to make me think they're going to go to the Etihad and keep it. They done that against us, fam. Are we not a better team than City this season?
Yeah.
That's what made me sign that Mane guy. It was against us.
Yeah. They played well. They played well against us.
Very, very well.
And they've been doing that. Like, you look at them, they've been getting slapped up, but it hasn't been like pammings, bro. It's been like 1, 2. You know what I mean?
Too much new signings, too much. The chemistry is a myth because Wolves 3-4 years ago, that legendary Streets Will Never Forget team, different team now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. But I'm not sure that we're gonna beat Man United.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll lose, but I'm not sure. And the thing is with Man United, is they're a weird team, bro. Like, on their day, they can beat you, bro. On their day, they can spoil the party.
I can't remember the last time they beat us. I'm not even saying that like out of. I actually genuinely can't remember. Can you remind me? FA Cup. We're not forget FA Cup because they didn't even beat us.
Yeah, but they don't need to beat us to spoil the party, bro.
For sure, that's true. That's a very good point.
You know what I'm trying to say? They just need to pick up a point, and that would be a fantastic week for them, and it would be a massive stain on our shirt, bro. And then how am I gonna keep enjoying the party when I got a makeup stain on my shirt, bro?
Bro, you're gonna have to flip and go toilet and dap water on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I honestly, it's a 3 points. I don't see us. Yeah, we're winning that game. We're winning that. So
even less confident, bro.
In what I saw today, they played very well, but it's a double-sided coin. City have been poor. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not on City's level in that sense. Today, I wouldn't even say we were poor today because, for the most part, looking at the game in hindsight, Forest couldn't touch us. You know what I mean? Offensively, it's just that we just had to pattern up offensively. But against United, depending on who starts up front, even if Gyokeres starts up front, But we need someone up front that can offer way more than he's offering, man. Because it's the Achilles heel, man. It's the game against Villa is annoying me even more because I almost got gaslighted by you to thinking it wasn't his fault. He's the reason why we lost that game 2-1. Not to go back, but just because of how important of the focal point is, and it's like, so yeah. As I said, if Havertz, Jesus starts up front, I'm 100% confident we're beating them. If Gyok starts, 80%.
What in the meantime, would you think about playing Marino up top?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone over Gyok, bro. I love Marino, but the thing is, I love Marino in our 11. Marino is very, very effective in our 11. Do you know what I'm saying? 100%. So yeah, definitely. I'd pick Marino over Jesus. I keep it a buck.
Yeah, I hear it.
Over Jesus, I keep it a buck. And about today's game, I feel like Milienkovic and Murillo relish that physical challenge.
Yeah.
And so Gyokeres didn't really chat to them, whereas Jesus is a different kind of striker, into feet, Do you know what I'm saying?
He didn't do nothing when he came on either, and that's not been the first time recently where he's come on and had no impact.
Yeah, he didn't, but he offered more than Gyok, which says a lot because I still agree with you when I'm saying he didn't really do nothing. Trossard didn't do nothing either. Trossard was missing. Trossard
in the final third was missing, but I feel like one thing about Trossard is that he's technically sound and he knows how to make our system work.
Okay,
you get what I'm trying to say? Like when Trossard gets the ball, we're very unlikely to lose it. Do you understand? He's going to allow us to keep the momentum going. If you can't beat his man, he's going to play inside or he's going to find a way to switch it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And for me, that helps, and that's why I was frustrated that he didn't start, because when you're starting like Martinelli and Gyok, those are basically two players that in the final third and in build-up, they're not going to help us, bro. Which is going to allow it's not going to allow us to control the game in a way where we can create a high volume of opportunities for Noni Madueke to get the ball at his feet and run at his man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or he's not going to get the opportunity to what's called play in between the lines, like when you have players like them starting on the pitch against the low block, bro.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So that for me is frustrating. So I personally, I've been saying for the past 4 games that I think Gyokeres needs to be dropped. And I'm not even saying that on like a personal thing, because you know me, I've given him opportunity.
Not personal, you've got eyes.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And this ain't the kind of season where
it's never been personal. It's actually never been personal.
Yeah. Like, but people are making it personal, and I hate to drag on the Arsenal section more, but people have to understand we're Arsenal fans, innit? And this is title race talk.
For sure.
Why? The thing is with Gyokeres is that this is a season where we're going for the big trophies, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You forced your way into this club, and you knew what you signed up for. So, in my opinion, you have to deliver. I'm going to give you a bit of grace because of the fact that I'm empathetic to the human side of the game. I understand that you're coming into a new system, you're coming into a new league, you're coming into a new country. We haven't played with that type of striker in a long time, and you're going to say these are excuses, huh?
No, it is, but it's not even a new country, bro. He's been there.
Yeah, but this the Prem, bro. This the Prem.
What? He didn't play the Prem for Brighton? I'm seeing him with McAllister and that, bro.
Brighton,
bro. He didn't. He was in Brighton with McAllister and them, man.
Gyokeres,
broski, Brighton.
I was at Coventry.
There you go. So he's been here, bro. He's been Brighton, Coventry. Maybe there's even. I was thinking there's 2. It's Coventry and Brighton.
Oh, mad. Well, I didn't know about Brighton.
Yeah,
but
bro. On the
I hear it.
Brighton.
That's crazy. I hear it, but for me, it's like obviously, whatever. For you, some would say that what I'm saying is excuses, but these are the things that I gave him as a little bit of grace in it, and obviously holding on to the hope that he can bang. But at some point, you have to kind of save him from himself. And I know we're kind of lacking options because we don't want to be going back to what we went through last year with being forced to play Marino out of position. But for me, like I said, if I was to name the players when times get tough and I'm in the moment, I'm genuinely being as honest as I possibly can. Because when you're watching the game, that's as honest as you'll possibly be. Yeah, the players that I'm looking to on the pitch. In fact, you name the players that you're looking to on the pitch that you're like, oh, brothers, do something, save us. Like that, you're putting a bit of faith in and hope. You name the players.
Saka,
Yeah,
too clutch. Saka can have a stinker and whip 2 corners in there, both assists. I just can't. The guys.
yeah.
Trossard,
Mm-hmm.
Declan Rice, just all around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gabriel,
Mm-hmm.
Marino,
Mm-hmm.
Havertz.
Forget Havertz because we haven't seen him this season.
Oh, this season. Oh, fair. I still think he's got a lot to say for the third part of the season, but forget him for now.
Yeah.
Can I say Eze? I think I'm gonna say 65% Eze because he's I feel like the Martinelli goal. When we do win the Prem, that Martinelli goal is it's going to be a big reason.
Yeah.
Big up Martinelli as well, because even though he missed today, it's like, as I said, that goal, it was more than the point. It was more than the goal. It was what he done was stop City. That's a big reason why. Because if City win that game, you don't know the type of run they. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm not. So I'd say.
But you're not looking at Martinelli when you're genuinely watching the game. You're not thinking, "Oh, Martinelli."
And say the guys for real. So Saka, Trossard, Gabriel, Rice, Saka, Trossard, Gabriel, Rice, and Marino.
Yeah. And bro, those are the exact same people that I would name.
And Quirky one, Calafiori.
Well, when he's fit.
Yeah, the guy's too fake. He's fake. He's a cheat code. He's actually a cheat code.
We miss him badly, you know.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. We miss him big time. We miss him, but because we have enough quality, we don't have to say it, but we do.
Yeah, because one thing that I haven't actually spoken about this game, is the fact that we've obviously had to play Timber at left back, which I'm not mad at. I actually wanted that against Chelsea, but that's because I assumed Esteval versus Skelly, and nobody wants to see that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Especially with the way Skelly's been moving this season. So that was necessary. Obviously, I wasn't sure whether Calafiori was going to be fit. Arteta was being a bit clever when he's answering these questions in the press conference, as he always is. But I knew him or Mosquera was close, innit? So when I saw Timber, I was like, okay, it makes sense because even if Calafiori is fit, Arteta's not going to throw him in straight away. I know he's not going to do that. So it was a bit predictable. But when Timber is on that left, he's not able to. The balance of our team doesn't feel as right. It feels a bit like a bit sluggish.
Yeah, offensively when we're going forward.
Yeah.
But, one of my observations today was he was doing the Skelly thing. I rarely saw him on the left.
Yeah, he came inside a lot.
Centre backs. He was like a sweeper CDM. That's where I saw him a lot. But obviously, when you deep it, even with Calafiori, for the most part, like he was barely playing left back. He was on the left, but he was playing. So that left back position is more of a facade, kind of, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
Left back
because teams are hardly applying pressure in it, so they can move where they want.
Exactly.
Even when Timber lately, he's been finding himself in the pockets that Odegaard will usually be in a lot. And for me, I like it because it makes sense. The only thing that I hate about it is that Timber in and around those zones is horrible, bro.
That's not his game. We know his game. His game is the one-on-one lock man up. Like, you know, jinky, but he's not. He can't shoot. It's like he can't shoot.
He can't shoot, and his end product is poor. Like he always just fumbles at the final. You know what I mean? The final application.
No one's perfect, man.
Yeah, no, of course. I'll never hold that against him. But then it makes me think, well, why are we tactically still making that a thing and having him being the one in that pocket of space? Because for me, Saka, Odegaard in that pocket of space are more dangerous. And I know they're predictable. So the defenders are going to muck them. Timber being there is a bit more of an illusion, isn't it? I get it.
Exactly.
But it's irritating when the ball arrives at his feet, just outside the box on the edge, in a bit of space.
He does like that.
Bro, I think he slipped.
Yeah, he got his mind in three things. He didn't even know what he was going to do. He just felt. He just like.
Do you get it? And that happens a lot, bro. He'll receive the ball inside the box where he could put in, one of them crosses where it's like you're more than inside the box. You're almost reaching the 6 yard.
Yeah.
And then he still doesn't get the final ball right. And it's such a stark contrast to Ben White from the ball that he played across to Gyokeres in that game. Although it wasn't a fantastic ball, it's still of a better quality than what Timber's been able to offer us in a lot of games this season.
What that made me think about that moment, the Timber moment we're talking about, was the contrast of him and MLS. Because obviously, offensively, MLS is a bad boy. Like, if MLS is MLS, you know, if MLS is in position, do you know what I'm saying? Something's gonna, do you know what I mean? You can thread that pass. You know,
he can link it, like he can
naturally a midfielder. So he's not foreign to those positions. But obviously, what you get offensively, you lose defensively, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So have we got everything off our chest from our Arsenal point of view?
Yeah.
Cool. So